Versa, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Transforming Foundation. That is such a long name. This is claiming to have some type of ingredient here that is going to help your skin improve over time. I've worn this foundation a couple times. I do feel like it's great for somebody with oily skin. Let's go ahead and see. I'm going to show you how it applies. I will be using the Maybelline Master Prime primer and then the baby skin primer on certain areas of my face. Now I've used this foundation with a brush and with a sponge, and I found I actually got better coverage with the sponge than I did with the brush. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Real Technique sponge. And I did get the color 30 Warm Nude. Down in the description box I will have all of my shade comparisons. Although I'm not quite sure this is a perfect match. I think the one darker than this, it looked exactly that, a little bit too dark. This one's a shade like it would match me, but the undertone is a little different. It's very yellow, even though I'm yellow based. When I put it on, I guess because it looks so yellow, it looks a little too light. I don't think you need much of this foundation. It does dry extremely matte. I would say this is one of the most matte foundations that I own, which is why I think it would be very good for oily skin. I do have combination oily skin. I'm oily in the T-zone, but I do get some dry patches around my nose, my mouth, and sometimes on my cheeks. So this is one layer. You can still see I have some blemishes peeking through. I still have some redness around my nose. So this is a light to medium coverage foundation. If you don't have too much that you need to conceal, this should be a pretty good coverage for you. Make sure you blend it down your neck. So that is 2 light layers of this foundation on my right side and my bare face on my left. Let's go ahead and finish up the face. I did also buy the matching concealer. I've said in a previous video I think they are going to be discontinuing my favorite concealer, which is the Maybelline Age Rewind Dark Circles Concealer. I absolutely love that concealer. It's very lightweight, yet it gives you a good amount of coverage. So I thought maybe this is what they're trying to replace it with, so I figured I might as well try it. I did get mine in the shade Light. It is a pretty thick concealer. It's not the thickest that I've worked with. It's not like as thick as the other concealer that they've come out with, the Master Conceal. But it is pretty thick. I feel like if you use your fingers for the most part of blending, it blends in better because the warmth of your hands help melt the product a little bit. Then I go in again with the sponge just to help further blend that. Okay, this is 2 layers of the foundation as well as 1 layer of the concealer under my eyes. I do have some dark circles, and I feel the concealer already, like you can see it mainly in this eye here, it looks like it didn't really cover anything. It actually looks kind of gray underneath my eyes instead of concealing. So I'm going to go ahead and set this foundation. What I have realized is you do not need a heavy powder in order to set this foundation because of the fact that it dries so matte. So what I like to use to set this powder is my Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. It is just a translucent powder. It's just going to keep you matte. It's not going to add any more coverage. You could add some more powder that's going to give you coverage, but personally I feel that it really cakes up if you add too much powder on top of this foundation. So for underneath my eyes, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild contour palette in the color Dulce de Leche, and I'm using the yellow shade to set my under eye concealer. It's going to help brighten as well as set because this is a very lightweight powder. And like I said, for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Neutrogena. Taking that on a BH Cosmetics powder brush. And I'm pushing the the powder onto my skin rather than swiping it so I don't move any of the foundation that I have already laid down. There, that feels better. Now it actually feels more like skin. Although I do feel like I look extremely powdery. You can tell it's foundation only because it's very matte, but it still has like a natural finish. Does that make sense? Go ahead and spray my face with my Smashbox primer water. I like doing this to not only set the powder, but to take away that powderiness look. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to finish my eyebrows and the rest of my makeup, and I will come back and show you what the foundation looks like. The foundation has already set. Like I said, it is a very matte finish. I did have to set it a second time. with the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray because I did feel like it looked way too powdery, especially after I used powder products as far as bronzer, blush, and highlight. So I would say if you have severely oily skin, this would be very good for you. Right now I feel like I still look a little bit powdery. I still have a lot of my redness here, like it didn't cover everything up. On my forehead I feel like it did kind of cling to those dry patches, so it's a little obvious I'm wearing makeup more there. On my nose, I don't know. I don't feel like it went on very smooth. I feel like it kind of separated just a little bit on my nose, but if I do a little bit of touch up with some powder there, it'll be just fine. Other than that, I do like the way this foundation looks. I like the way that it looks more like skin rather than you're wearing foundation. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to wear this foundation throughout the day, and I will do check-ins with you to let you know how this foundation wore. See you later. It is now 4:30. This is what the foundation looks like. Oily mess. Okay, so now it's the end of the day. This is what my face looks like after wearing this foundation for a total of 9 hours. I put it on at 11 in the morning and now it is 9 o'clock at night. I did run quite a few errands today. You can see the foundation is pretty much worn off around my nose area. I'm pretty shiny. Like you can tell I've been wearing it for quite a long time. I did have to touch up twice. My under eye concealer is pretty much gone. It actually looks even darker now than it did before I put the concealer, which I think my mascara kind of smudged under there. If you're looking for something that looks a little bit more natural throughout the day, like it looks better as you wear it, not like it looks good when you first put it on and then it looks like it's gone at the end of the day. This actually, I feel like it looks better the longer you have it on, because of that matteness kind of tends to fade away and it looks more like your skin. The concealer, for sure, I would say to skip out on. I did actually go ahead and pick up one of the Age Rewinds today to replace it, and this was like one of the last ones they had, so I'm not sure if that rumor is true that they are discontinuing this. But I think their original Age Rewind concealer is a lot better than the Better Skin concealer, And as far as the foundation, like I said, I have other Maybelline foundations that have impressed me a lot more than this one did. But it's not about foundation. I guess it all depends on your skin. So I'd say oily to combination skin types would benefit from this foundation. Well, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this video. I do have one more foundation that I am going to be reviewing, which is a CoverGirl Stay Luminous Foundation, so look out for that. Thanks. Bye-bye.